COVID-19 is probably one of the worst things that could ever happen in the start of a new decade. Unlike other global pandemics, COVID-19 has really struck down society and the economy of countries that are affected by the virus. And now, I'm here to talk about how can we, the youth of this decade, fight against this global pandemic, COVID-19. There are many ways that we can do to fight against COVID-19, but I am going to separate them to simple and to a complicated way of fighting against COVID-19. Okay, let's start simple. The first simple thing that we can do is to always wear a mask. Now, wearing mask is mandatory today. If you were able to go out, then you know that wearing a face mask is really important, because without a mask there are two possible things that could happen to you. First would be to get infected, or second, you would get caught by the police by not wearing a mask and possibly harming everyone else by spreading the virus. Or you might get both. Now that would really suck. A second thing that we can do is to stay inside our homes. It would be better if we were to go out less, especially now, since everyone's really freaking out about this virus. And third, maybe if you had some spare change, you can always donate that money to a science team that is researching for a vaccine or a cure for the COVID-19. So no matter how much you donate, every bit of money helps. Now, speaking of science teams, let's start with a complicated way to fight this virus. Now, forgive me, but I only thought about one thing for a complicated way to fight against this virus, and that is to volunteer in a science team. Now there are flaws about this. Science teams probably don't accept volunteers. Probably they would accept you as a test subject, a volunteer test subject, but they probably won't accept you as part of their research team. Again, that was the only complicated thing that I could have thought about, but there's probably more complicated ways to fight against this virus, or even a lot more simple ways that I didn't mention. Social distancing, I would like to add that. Well, anyways, that was really it. Again, my name is Eric Lanstorko, and that was ways of how the youth of today can fight against COVID-19. Goodbye.